Shalom. Giving all honor, praises, and glory to the Most High God. In the name of His Holy Son, Hamashiach, Cashapp. Hallelujah.
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 Coming together again for a holy convocation, for a Sabbath class, so we can study and worship by our God. And the name of this class is What is Pleasing and Acceptable to Our God. So we need to know that. Is that enough? Our people don't even know what they worship. Right? Yo, give me John 4:22. Read it when you got it, brother.
This is the book of John, chapter 4, and verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews.
See, the problem with our people, they worship, but they don't know what they worship. A lot of people don't know what they worship. It's literally, when Christ said, be hot or be cold, if you be lukewarm, He gonna spew you out. That's three divisions of people. It's people who for the Most High. It's people who, and they know they for the Most High. Ain't no question, like us. People who for Satan, and they know they for Satan. And it's people in the middle that's in that broad way. It's gonna get spewed out. They don't know what they worship. You know what I'm saying? But we know what we worship. And when you know what you worship, shouldn't you know your God? And since we got the one true living God, we should know what pleases Him. We should know His favorite flower. We should know His favorite people, His favorite place, because He teaches us about the knowledge of God in the scriptures. So a category of what we need to know about our God is what's pleasing and acceptable to Him. Because I'm telling you, I was listening to, my wife was scrolling through the TikTok. 90-some-odd% of the TikToks came up, whether it was female, male, white, black, it was all about sex. 2 videos that came up talked about God. 2 brothers. One of them was an Israelite that was teaching the class, and another one took that, I gotta make a U-turn. That King Charles, that King, what's his name? Huh? No, Charles. Like King George. His son. He twisted it and made it, he was talking about God. I was like, yeah, that's what's up right there. Only 2 videos though. The rest of them, they talked about lust. So, but these will be the first people to say they love God. But if you love God, you will know what's pleasing and acceptable to Him. And I'm listening to this, and the devil got a hold of everybody. It's ridiculous. Everything is sex. And then everybody wonder why ain't no progress around it. Because they don't know what's pleasing and acceptable to God, but that's pleasing and acceptable to the devil. So we know what we worship. So give me Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. And we gotta give our praise to the Most High God for shining His light on us and letting us know who we are, so that we can know what we worship. Because just think about how long you was in darkness, going to church, thinking, man, you knew you wasn't really serving God. If you sitting up here, I'm gonna tell you my thing. It's 4 weeks in a month, right? And I managed to make the church 1, 2 of those weeks. Man, that's 2. Then the next month you don't go at all. The next month you might hit 1 week, 1 Sunday. Then the next month you might be on the run and hit 3 Sundays. But you counting how many Sundays you go to church, like that counts. Like he's tallying up how many times we come to church. Not what we doing. This was in my head. Like it mattered. No, it mattered what we do. And it matters how we act. If we God's chosen people, we should act a certain way.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? How is we all God's children, but everybody out of control? Nobody's listening to what the Bible says. No, that's all Satan's children. Read that out.
This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
No, this is the book of everybody.
This is the book of the commandments of God.
So by us knowing who we are now, be thinking ourselves in the land whether we would carry captive, and remembering that we are the Israelites, This book that's been in our face this whole time, the Most High God, the creator of all things, managed to keep it right in front of us of who we are. And the only thing the devil can do is try to trick people and make them think, oh, this is the white man's book. But if you press how this book put you in slavery. It's the same way how you say a gun shot. The gun can't shoot. The book can't move. So what put you in slavery is something else. But they got you thinking, man, they use that book to put us in slavery. What they do, hit you with it? Throw it at you?
Not the niggas to play.
Pick up the cotton, slave! No. They got guns and bullets for that. So he just manipulates your mind. And the whole thing is about getting your mind back in the way it should be with the Most High. It's a mind game, a war in your mind.
Come on.
That's what's going on. The war between the spirit and the flesh. So, this is the book of the commandments of God. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And what else up?
And the law that endureth forever.
For how long?
Forever.
See, that's what they were saying, that the law is done away with.
That's right.
But the Bible says that it endures forever.
That's what it is.
So who we gonna listen to? We ought to obey God rather than men, right?
That's right.
Read on.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
What do your adversary want to happen to you?
No.
He don't want you to live forever. He was already jealous of us. So us living forever make us better than him. But if we can die, then we not better than Satan. You know what I'm saying? That's why Christ got to kill death and hell. But that's what Satan wants us to be. So your adversary, the devil, is going to always teach you something that's going to come contrary to you getting life. So anything that we learn in here, and you see how we act, is contrary to us getting life because we're not doing what the book says to do. Read on.
Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob.
Who?
O Jacob.
Who?
O Jacob.
Everybody.
O Jacob.
Uh-huh.
And take hold of it,
Mm-hmm.
that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not
that again.
that thou mayest be illuminated.
Go up another line.
Oh, Shalom. Take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
So he's giving orders to Jacob, our forefather, which is the father of Israel, which is us. Take hold of it. Don't let it sit on your nightstand and collect dust. Don't just look at it at your grandma's house. Don't just carry it to church and don't do nothing with it. Take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof. We know that the light, the commandments is a lamp, and the law is a light. Know what I'm saying? And it say that thou may be illuminated. When you illuminated, you have knowledge. And that knowledge that we need to have is of the Most High God. We will be illuminated to the knowledge of our God. We would know what's pleasing and acceptable to him. Read on.
Give not thine honor to another.
Don't go do a Christmas, worshiping another God. Why would you do that? Why would you do Halloween, which you know is the devil's day, but you say you love God? That don't make no sense. You can't walk with God and walk with the devil. You can't serve two masters. So you got to pick one. Either be hot or be cold. He said, give not thine honor to another. Read on.
Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange
See,
nation.
that's what we doing. We'd rather go please the white man, the pastor, your boss, your wife, anybody but the Most High God. That's all I was hearing today. They want to do get the bag, get the coochie, get the deed, get the car, get the clothes, but nobody's trying to please the Most High. And I'm talking about they got a lot of enthusiasm while they're doing it. Watch the Bootsy Challenge and see how much enthusiasm everybody got. But do they have that same enthusiasm for the Most High? No. Our people do not have the same. Bring up coming worshiping the Most High, keeping commandments. Oh, it's a problem. Then it's a controversy. But it's not a controversy with our daughters going themselves out. It's not a controversy with our sons being homosexuals. It's not a controversy there. It's only a controversy when we bring up the laws of God. That's why I keep telling everybody, remember, we're in Babylon. We're not in Israel. We're in Babylon. It's like you come to somebody else's house and you try to tell them what they doing wrong. They ain't trying to hear you. That's why I tell everybody, his sheep gonna hear his voice. All we gotta do is stand there and be illuminated, and they gonna see the light. They already know what it's about. So if it's for that person that day, they gonna come up. We ain't gotta argue. We gonna defend the faith, but we ain't gotta argue with Babylonians. Babylonians gonna do what Babylonians do. Read on.
Verse 4. O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us.
That's the whole point. Why are we being mad and arguing when the things that are pleasing to God is made known to us through the scriptures? That's what we should be concentrating on. That's what everybody, all of us should be concentrating on. Instead of sitting up here trying to ridicule each other, judge each other, persecute each other, we should be cheering, being cheerful and glad that we have been brought out of darkness into his marvelous light, and the things that is pleasing to the Most High is made known to us. That's more important than anything. Read on.
Be of good cheer.
Be what?
Be of good cheer.
Why is we mad? Why are we angry? I know some brothers want to be like Christ when he come back, but we need to be like Christ when he walked. That's what we need to be imitating here on earth. And when Christ is worried about when he come back, what's going to happen? But we got brothers want to wield the sword and chop off heads right now. And they ain't did the first Christ to be the second Christ. So we need to pump our brakes, be of good cheer, and be glad that the Most High has bestowed his light upon us. Because else we'll be like other people that we know that's still walking in darkness. Finish it out.
Be of good cheer, my people. The memorial of Israel.
The memorial of Israel. Read, go ahead out.
Give me James 1, starting with verse 2. Well, matter of fact, start at 1.
This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Yahushua, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings.
Okay, did it say it's sent to everybody?
To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad.
Okay, read on.
Greetings, my brethren.
No, my Edomite brother.
My brethren.
No, my Moab brother.
My brethren.
Read.
Count it all joy.
Count it what?
All joy.
Is that not what Deacon just said? He just had me read that scripture in over in Baruch. We got to do this thing in joy. Ain't no use going out there mad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you joke too much. Well, what am I go out there and be all mad for? Because all he's gonna do is make me say something to somebody that is gonna be ugly, might start a fight, might start something. So why do that? Let's just go out there and enjoy. Read on.
Count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations.
So we in temptation all day, every day. You see what I'm saying? We might as well count it joy. Because what did the scripture say? Oppression make what? A wise man mad. But if it's okay to be mad, but just do it in joy. You know what I'm saying? Is that it on that, huh? Yeah, that's good. That's all we need.
And on that, but the elder brought out, surely oppression make a wise man mad. And when we got the scripture about be angry but sin not. How can you fight any war if you ain't got some kind of anger about yourself? You gotta have an edge. How you gonna fight a war and you ain't even mad about nothing? They at least make something up. Hitler made something up to get everybody riled up over there to go to war. Putin, he telling them if they ain't listening, he gonna tell you something that's gonna get you riled up. How you gonna fight if you ain't mad about something? You know what I'm saying?
It's every day.
Well, I'm finna go to war and I'm finna go kill some people, but even spiritual war. Oh, we finna go out here. That's why them people can't defend the faith, like Jehovah's Witnesses. What are you mad about? The prophet's mad because, what did it say, with much wisdom comes much grief, I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But you're going to be angry the more stuff that you know, the more stuff that you learn about. When you reading about how they did our babies, and they did our people trying to make them eat pork, and the sister with the 7 sons, how could you not be mad when it's your people? You know what I'm saying? You got to have an edge about yourself. So that's what it means, but it don't say go sin. It means just gonna give you your edge that you need to keep going.
Because the joy is what? He said, happy shall thou be. Now take they little ones and dash them up against the stone. So he's telling us what goes around comes around.
Romans 12:1. Romans 12:1.
Like that. Quote it just straight up. I beseech thee therefore, my brother, by the mercy.
Read.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Do what?
A living sacrifice.
Meaning, abstain from lust, abstain from unclean foods, abstain from things that we are not supposed to be doing.
Bring that out.
Read on.
Holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable
It's
service.
our reasonable service to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what it's going into. You don't know what foods not to eat by the law. It tell you not to commit lust, not go after your lust, because once lust is conceived, it brings forth sin.
That's right.
And sin brings forth death. So this is a warning. If we present ourselves a living sacrifice up under the laws of God, a living sacrifice holy, which is separate, acceptable unto God. So we got to present ourselves acceptable unto Him, which is our reasonable service. Come on, man. Our reasonable service, that's the least we can do, is basically what it's saying. Read on up.
Verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Just because they feeding us pork and everything don't mean we gotta eat it.
That's right.
Our people think that you gotta eat it just because it's on the menu. It's not the only thing you can eat. You know what I'm saying? If the Israelites, and you can tell certain things start pushing towards our way, like fringes. Who buying fringes like Israelites? Nobody. Unless you some kind of linen shop. And we bought all the fringes out the linen shops. And we know this to be fact. You know what I'm saying? Every linen shop in Dallas got tore up because all the Israelites go buy the fringes.
You have to get smart and go to the furniture.
Furniture store, yeah. Gotta be crafty. Because if we do something with our buying power, it's gonna have to shift. Like, for instance, when I get my food for the restaurant, it's a lot of Arabs shop there. So they got a lot of halal meat, a lot of halal things. So it's easy for me. But why do they do that? Because if it's up to the Americans, everything gonna have pork in it. But it's a large Muslim population, so they have to cater to them because they spend a lot of money. So therefore, it's a lot of halal foods to buy from because of them. So if the Israelites do the same thing, they gotta cater to it because they all about their dollar. They all about their money. You know what I'm saying? So if we don't conform to this world is gonna have to conform to us. Read on.
But be ye transformed by ye renewing of your mind.
First, we gotta transform our mind, the renewing of our mind. You can't have that old Babylonian mind thing. It's Babylon or Israel, man. It's Babylon. You go Babylonian, man, woman, or child, you serving the devil.
That's right. That's right.
You gotta come to Israel. We Israelites. This is our reasonable service. So you have to transform your mind. So all this stuff that we think, we feel that the way it's supposed to go here, that we was taught here in America, when we look at the scriptures, the Most High is gonna say something different. If you have a problem with that, then you have a problem with yourself and the Most High. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women get mad at the husband when he presents what the Most High said, like the man wrote it.
Come on now.
If it was on us, however we was living before, that's what we would have been doing in the first place, if it wasn't for the Most High waking us up. So you know we didn't write it. The world been wicked a majority of the time, so you know it wasn't us. So it had to be spiritually divine.
Right. Right.
And it was spiritually divine because of the things that's right for us, that's profitable for us. He knows what's profitable for us. If man go off of man, you see what's going on here in Babylon because of man. But when we go according to the Most High, everything is going to be decent and order. Read on.
Be ye transformed by renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
So when we renew our minds, be transformed, we can prove that good that the Bible talking about to somebody. And show how to be acceptable and perfect. And do the will of the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? All that is embodied in these laws, in keeping of the discipline and keeping of God's laws. We have to renew our mind, man. And the mind, when you renew it, the only mind that you can put on that's going to be correct is the mind of Christ. That's it. If you go putting on something else, you might well be what they call a schizophrenic. Multiple personalities. We got to put on Christ. That's what the example that he set was for. So when we take off that old man, what new man we supposed to put on? Christ.
That's right.
Now, if we didn't have Christ as an example, who was going to be the example for us to put on? Because all of us are flawed. All our prophets and kings was flawed. Right?
Right.
So who we going to put on? A lot of people don't know too much about Father Abraham. You know what I'm saying? To put him on. He was an example, but a lot of people, he did some things that when you got a wife, you gonna do some things. He had to hide in her chest. He had to lie about it.
Yeah,
See, Christ ain't have to do none of that because he ain't had no wife. He ain't have to deal with that right there. So he just straight and narrow to the point. You know what I'm saying? So we want to prove those things as good and acceptable. Because if we don't do it like this, what people gonna do? They gonna get the wrong idea about the Israelites. And what they want to do, take anything negative and say, see, I told you, but that's what's happening in Israel. A lot of our people come and deal with certain people, deal with camps, and they get a bad taste in their mouth, and they say, I can't do this. But the whole thing is like, so the people in the world got it. What it means is, if you got those problems with somebody, they ain't grew up. They ain't grew up, they ain't renewed their mind. And that's what you gotta keep in. You can't take it out on the Most High, you can't take it out on the truth. Because keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is the truth. If it's a problem between you and a person, that means either you and or that person has not grown up and put on Christ. And our people got a problem claiming when they did something wrong anyway. So that's why we got a hard time resolving issues amongst us. But it wouldn't be hard if you put on Christ. Because I promise you, if you put on Christ, a majority of the stuff you're not even gonna care about no more. You're not even gonna waste your time with it. All right, give me Genesis chapter 4 and verse 7.
Back this out, Rabbi. This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 5. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Yahweh. Yeah, Philippians 2 and 5.
Genesis chapter 4 and verse 7. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou dost not well, sin lieth at the door.
So if we do well, are we not going to be accepted by the Most High? All we got to do is follow what He's telling us to do. Then you do well. But if thou doest not well, meaning you go against the law, statutes, commandments, then sin lieth at the door. This was from the time of Cain. Cain was a wicked person. He went against the Most High. In a time that you ain't have no business going against the Most High.
That's right.
Ain't that many people even on earth. And you finna be the one of the first ones to go against the Most High. But that's that spirit, man. That spirit through the serpent, passed on to Cain, passed on through his line, jumped on Ham, passed through his line, jumped on Esau, where he was born with it on. And it's been on ever since. Why do you think it say when Alexander the Greek took over the world that evils, well, when they passed on to his generals, that evils multiplied in the earth? How you multiply evils? We've been watching it in our lifetime. We went from where they used to be in the closet to now they out in the Wall Street.
Man, wide open.
Philandering around.
Yep.
And then you the problem if you got something to say. You're homophobic. What? So now we the ones on the, forget that. God said, woe to them to call evil
That's
good,
right.
good, evil. That's what we at with.
Dude said they trying to stop this here, for, letting kids make a decision on being, and the news people said that, no, what he's saying is right. It is right that they should allow the kids to keep on making their own decision to be a male or female.
No.
I'm like,
This is Babylon.
this is Babylon Deluxe. They got another commercial that shows all the time where now you just take this one pill and you can go have all the sex you want with your male partner.
Keep being how you used to be. Keep doing what you was doing. You're go Undertaker.
Child sex books in the library, they just had to have a hearing about it when the father made the son read the book that was in, they talk about oral sex in the book, and this is in the school library, elementary.
They got it over here. I just seen the Zane books over there. God dang it. In this library. This is Babylon, man.
And who say that more than anybody? That this is Babylon. He said more than anybody I know. This is Babylon. This is Babylon. This is Babylon. I don't care what we're going through. He gonna say this is Babylon because it's true. It ain't no mystery no more.
It's not no mystery. That's right. That's why I keep saying it.
No more.
Wake up. This is Babylon.
Yeah.
Everybody think they can change stuff and change people. You can't change something but yourself. And if you better pray the Most High wake you up. Well, you better be seeking Him. In your affliction, you better seek a murder. You know what I'm saying? And the knowledge of your offenses.
And yet be fine.
So this is Babylon, man.
Mm-hmm.
So all this stuff is going on around us. It's manifesting around us. It's already spoken about. We just waking up to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We are in hell. And a lot of people think they're in heaven. I reference back to that show, The Happy Place. Them people was supposed to be in hell, but they made them think they was in heaven. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest trick of them all. And that's where our people at with it. Because if you think you in heaven already, then you finna be living it up, thinking you can do what you want to do, and you gonna miss your chance at the real kingdom. Because this is not our kingdom. How can it be your kingdom if somebody is ruling over you and then trick you to make you think that y'all equals? And showing you in your face that you're not equals.
Right.
This is gonna make no sense. So that's why I keep saying this is Babylon. This is Babylon. So here in Babylon, what we can do is show the Most High that we care by showing Him and pleasing Him the things that He said is acceptable to Him. And that's what we gotta do. But if we don't, we see Him live at the door. Do it right. We were born in the sin.
Right.
Everywhere we come from is sin. If you go back there, it's the same sin. It ain't gonna change. It's Babylon. Give me Sirach 19 and 18. So here in Babylon, after bethinking ourselves in a land where we will carry captive, repenting and make supplication, which we have done that, then this is what we need to do to be accepted of Him. The first step is we get it. Like, how could this be a white man book? The book is giving step-by-step instructions how to come out of hell, out of mental slavery, and how to get into the kingdom. How to go from Negroes to Hebrews. But it's mystery.
And the main thing that they try to keep away from you is the law. It's gonna get you there. So you know it's not their book.
Exactly. If it was their book, they'd be teaching law.
All day long.
Like Perry Mason, it'd be law.
That's it.
Read that out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love.
So first you got to fear the Most High. If you don't fear him, then you're not going to do what he told you to do.
Mm-hmm.
What child have you seen that don't fear their parents do what they told them to do? None of them. They're not going to do what you told them to do, because, and the worst thing is a child that don't fear nobody. A child that don't fear their parents, mother or father, is a little devil. And it'll take a whole stranger or somebody off to the side, some black older woman to check them, or a black older man to check them, because they don't care and they know it's out of control, because their parents ain't did nothing. Well, the Most High doing something. It's all about Esau blinded our people to where they don't know that they're getting punished. They think it's just the way it is. No, it's not just the way it is. If it was just the way it is, I promise you, the Civil War wouldn't have never happened. They'd still have us in shackles and chains and doing whatever they want to do to us like that. I don't know if that's just the way it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
He's showing us. If you pay attention, when he unlocked it. Look, we in a whole nother phase right now than we were 50 years ago. And then we were 50 years before that. And then we were before that. So that's why you got to study to show thyself approved, so you can see the progression. We could not do what we doing right now 75 years ago on the street corner.
Man, 50 years ago, we couldn't do nothing the stuff that we do. You know what I'm saying?
Not down here in the South.
But it's one thing I wish they would have kept. I wish they would have kept the nigger water and the pepperwood water. I'm gonna be honest with you on that. I don't drink out of them nasty bastards, no way.
And just honestly, I just seen something on the news showing we're worse today as a community than we were when they before segregation.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was by design. Oh, let's desegregate, so then we can rip the guts out of everything y'all got. What do we need to desegregate for if we got everything we need? But when you want something, a gift gonna destroy the heart. When you want, I want to live where they live at. What's wrong where you live at? All you gotta do is build it up. Like, for instance, if we don't throw trash in our communities, it wouldn't be trash on the ground. It ain't like white folks coming to the hood throwing trash on the ground. Here, let's pick this up. No, we the one throwing the trash on the ground. It's one of my pet peeves. I hate it. But then we go to another neighborhood and you see Issachar and Judah picking their trash up, mowing their lawns, cleaning their house. But you come to our neighborhood, just because you don't own a house, you can't pick up the yard. I'd stop brothers from literally opening up. Nah, hold up, brother. The world was made for our sake. If he said it was made for their sake, then we go right ahead. But he said the world was made for our sake. So why would I mess up what's mine?
That's right. That's right.
I can't do it. If it says something different, then cool. But he said it was made for our sakes. So we should treat it as such. They the one, you see what they doing. Ripping all the oil out the earth, killing all the animals, destroying all the forests. They showing you that it's not made for them. Because if it was made for them, they'd treat it better. Where we at? Oh, give me Sirach 35 and 16. No. Sirach 2 and 16. Sirach.
Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 16.
Start at 15. Sirach, yeah.
Verse 15. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways.
So if you fear the Most High, you won't disobey his word. You won't disobey your father if you fear him. So that's why it's the first step to being accepted to him. Because if you fear him, you would obey his word. You would not disobey his word. And they that love him will keep his ways. Read on.
They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well-pleasing unto him.
Right there. If you fear the Lord, you're going to seek out what's well-pleasing unto him. You ain't finna sit there and let nobody else tell you. Because they ain't finna tell you what's pleasing to the Most High. You can watch as much evangelists and pastors on TV as you want. They ain't never gonna tell you what's pleasing to the Most High God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's keeping his laws and obeying them. Read on.
And they that love him shall be filled with the law.
And if you love him, you're gonna be filled with the law. Read on.
They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight.
And do what?
Saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy.
Because I leave myself up to the one that's gonna judge righteously. Then come down here, you got a judicial system that's rigged, like some kind of parlor trick. You know what I'm saying? It's not straight up and down. It don't matter if you did it or not. It matters if you got the best lawyer with the best private eye and the best information getters and the best hackers and the best everything. And that's cool with the judge. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's rigged. We have watched people get off for murder, child molestation, killing the babies, all because the trial was sensationalized. That's not justice.
And have a video showing that he did it and still got off.
And that's
The
what,
Edomite.
that's why you know this is Babylon.
Yeah.
They don't believe in justice, true judgment, righteous judgment. Oh no. They mocking the Most High when they have you put your hand on the Bible.
What's this? The power that's in that, which you just read. Okay? Isaiah 59 and 19.
Bring it out. Quick on the sword. Quick on the sword.
It's the book of Isaiah,
We're gonna sword.
chapter 59 and verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, so shall they fear the name of the Lord
Mm-hmm.
from the west, and his glory from the rising sun.
Mm-hmm.
When the enemy
When
shall
the who?
when the enemy
Read.
shall come in like a flood,
Uh-huh.
the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Meaning nothing can't come against you. But Jacob, you got to do something. Read on.
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion,
Uh-huh.
and unto them that turn from the transgression.
That does what?
Turn from the
We
transgression.
got to turn from our transgressions. Because what did he say he gonna do while we in our sin? He gonna go to this place, return back to his throne, right? Until we confess our transgressions. Read on.
Saith, until they turn from transgressions in Jacob,
Uh-huh.
saith the Lord.
Uh-huh. Read on.
As for me, this is my covenant with them,
Uh-huh.
saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth,
Now then you're gonna find that precept in what? Joshua 1 and 8. Read on.
nor out of the mouth of thy seed,
Uh-huh.
nor out of the mouth of thy seed,
Uh-huh.
saith the Lord, for henceforth and forever.
That word forever again. That's how long the law has got to exist in us. Forever. A year.
Forever?
Forever and ever. A day in my heart, and I will love you. That's what the Most High said. That didn't start by the Supremes. Hello, somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Give me what's it, Acts 10 and 34. Acts 10 and verse 34. So we know that we got the fear of the Most High God. That'll bring you into submission. That's just is what it is.
Right.
And if he got to chastise you to get you right, it's because he loves you. And if he do that, that's a good thing. Because he disciplines us. The very true desire of wisdom is what? Discipline. Because we gotta be disciplined to keep the Sabbath. We gotta be disciplined to keep the high holy days. We gotta be disciplined to put fringes on our shirt. And that's what our people's main problem is. We don't have any discipline. And we don't have any discipline Because our Father will return to his place. And if you don't fear your Father,
Come on now. Come on.
and your mother keep trying to save you from butt whoopers, and you become a wild child, then you're going to go out in the world, and it's on.
And mama can't say yeah.
And mama can't say yes there. Who's sitting there waiting? The devil.
The devil.
Lurking in the secret places.
Like a roaring lion.
Yep, seeking who he can devour.
Mhm.
Because why? We don't fear our Father.
That's right.
You have to fear your Father. Look at all the problems when the father not in the home. Dad, they ain't got nobody to fear. The house is out of order. But see, here in Babylon, they don't care if the father is in the house.
Right.
It's so disrespectful now that the father can be here their whole life, and the mother and the children will be disrespectful. But let that father depart, then he what they call him, a deadbeat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But y'all don't got no respect because y'all Babylon's children. The woman is Babyloned out. It don't mean the children. If the father don't, and if the father ain't right, and that's the main problem.
Mm-hmm.
When we ain't right, that's how we know we are the centerpiece of the household, and they know it too. If we not right, ain't nothing right. But the moment we start straightening up, see, that's when the problems really start. Because now daddy is doing what the father told him to do, and now mama got a problem and the children got a problem. Because they Babylonian out. But we got to stand firm.
That's right.
On this thing. Because if the men stand firm, everything has to conform to us, because we conform to the Most High. And if they don't, it's gonna be just like in the time of Ezra when we coming out of Babylon. We're gonna be telling them brothers, say, bro, put your strange wife away in them kids before you can come up in here. That's why they got them. Because the women were Babylonian out. So they said, I'm gonna go get this strange woman who's gonna listen to me and hear my thoughts. But she's gonna send me to the lake of fire. But they want their desires now.
That's what they want. They want it right now.
They want it right now.
Microwave.
And that woman, that strange woman gonna hear you. But what's gonna happen with that strange woman? Is she a Buddhist? You gonna end up in a Buddhist temple. If she's an atheist, you gonna be talking about you an atheist. Mm-hmm. Look at King Solomon, the wisest king on the planet, conformed to the women. So that's why we gotta stand firm. Look at the wisest, he was a king.
Made decisions that an average person just wouldn't even think about it.
And he went against the guy. They will
Turn you.
not might. They will.
God.
Look, even if the sister is in the Christianity with white Jesus, if you just a regular brother, where you gonna end up going? Eventually, you gonna end up at church.
That's right.
With the white Jesus.
No, my pastor's black. But it might be a
Don't
white
matter.
Jesus. It's gonna be a white Jesus though.
When you're a man of the Lord, all that ain't gonna fly. Because all these Babylonian women ain't gonna want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So what you gonna be left with? An Israelite sister. Like the way that it's supposed to be. A Babylonian woman can't deal with this. You can't bring no Moab woman here and she finna be cool on how Nate up here talking about Moab. You can't bring no Edomite in here. They so ignorant they might sit in the corner and just take That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Don't get us flat. But yeah, man, they will turn our sons away from following. They already did. Look at the music. The girls rapping like dudes now. It's ridiculous. So what we got to do as men and teach the young men to come back to the Most High God, the Father. And we fear him, and he will direct us in the way that we should go, like a good father does.
That's right.
Give me, you got the Acts out?
Yeah. This is the book of Acts, chapter 10 and verse 34.
Read.
Then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth, I perceive that God is no respecter of persons. But in every nation, he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him.
See, the Christians will take that. See, every nation. Every nation. Up under the sun.
Devil is a lie.
He that feareth him, that's the first problem. Where they fearing him at? How you in Christianity but you fear the Most High? He said this is the book of the commandments of God. So if you sit up here doing some stuff and we all saying Christianity like something ain't right. Whether it's the white Jesus, whether it's the Christmas, or whatever, the Easter bunny laying eggs and you don't know why. It's a reason for that. Because it don't make sense, because it ain't gonna make sense, because it ain't supposed to make sense. Because you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you serve. You know not what you worship. That's why. So, if you in a nation and you doing all that, you don't fear the Most High. So that means anywhere in this world, if somebody truly fear the Most High, according to the scriptures, and work of righteousness, now that's the other key. How you gonna work righteousness? You gotta keep the commandments, right? Who was given the commandments? Israelites. And we're gonna read on that.
Yeah.
Verse 36.
Yes, sir.
The word which God sent unto the children of Israel.
So who?
The children of Israel.
No, everybody.
The children of Israel. Preaching peace by Yahushua. He is Lord of all.
The word was sent unto the children of Israel. Then they go into saying, preaching peace by Hamashiach Yahushua. He is Lord of all. He came preaching to the northern and the southern kingdom, which are the children of Israel. So, and this is New Testament, right? So this is what I'm talking about. It's sitting right in our people's face. But Babylon got them so confused, they can't see it because they want to believe, like that Edomite show with the two circles, a red circle and a blue circle. And he said, one of these circles is bigger than the other. Who think the red circle bigger? People raise their hand. Who think the blue circle bigger? People raise their hand. He said, see, I just showed you how you can be persuaded. He said, both of the circles are the same size. But because I said one of them is bigger than the other, you automatically assume that one has to be bigger than the other. Just because somebody told you this. And if you keep doing this type of stuff, that's why people believe in an immaculate conception that's not written in the Bible.
Pastor say. Well, pastor say.
The pastor don't even know what the immaculate conception is.
He don't even know what it is.
You got to go into the Catholic doctrine to see what the immaculate conception is really all about. So that's the type of stuff that they doing to our people. Like when you bring up Christmas. Well, I've been doing it all my life. Why?
Did that make it right?
They don't know. Because it's psychology, man. People are using psychology on us. That's why I keep bringing up your mind, renewing your mind, renewing your mind. He's telling you, never trust thy enemies. He's telling you who your enemy is. Our people keep ignoring all the red flags. All of them.
And the main one was what? My people end up being a failure or something because they was taught the precept of men. And that's what our people do. We fall for the, we can sit up there with the Bible and be teaching out of the Bible. What they do? They come up with no Bible, no nothing. Well, I feel like, and our people go along with what they say. It's crazy. The precept of men.
That's what it is. So that's why I go back to Peter and the other apostles also. They said we ought to obey God rather than men. Read on out.
Verse 36. 37, sorry. The word I say ye know, which was published throughout all Judea.
No, throughout the world.
Throughout all Judea.
If we go track back the history of the Bible, it's in Judea, it's in Israel.
Right.
You got to come in, get a copy of it, translate it to Greek or Latin. Whose tongue was that?
The Edomites.
Come on, man. Just because they came and took our stuff, which is a known fact, they took our stuff. Oh, this sounds good. You got Greek philosophers. Now think about the time period. All these Greek philosophers, Confucius, Pilate, all these different philosophers, they got all these sayings now. Why they ain't have them sayings before? Because before they sacked our cities, before they stole our books, before they burnt our town, they took our stuff, they took it back to Alexandria, now the Vatican, which is the home of paganism, the home base of paganism in the world, is the Vatican. It used to be in Alexandria. It used to be in Athens. You know what I'm saying? And they took it, translated, and then everybody, because what do everybody think? We ain't got no history, and the white man got all the history. No, the white man stole everything. If he got all the history, then why did he have to go imitate everybody where he goes?
That's right.
In the proof in the pudding, you go to Egypt, now you want to be a mummy. You want to be a pharaoh. You ain't no dang on pharaoh, but now you a pharaoh? To confuse the whole line, not, oh man, what are the Egyptians black? Come on, man, stop playing. That's like saying, is the East Indians black? Of course.
It's just like saying, like how they get us in colleges, man. They wanted us to get into colleges. Why? Because what we gonna do? Keep Greek customs.
Boy, I was just seeing that too.
Greek customs is there.
And they gone. Them Q's is gone.
Yeah.
Kappa, Lapis, whatever they are, they gone. Them brothers gone.
All this Greek stuff. But now I'm stumping for my people. Now you stumping for that Edomite. That's what you stumping for, to keep your butt in slavery. Keep your butt dumbfounded.
That's just one of the steps of going into the next level of Freemasonry and occultism.
That's right.
That's all it is.
That's
It's
right.
like a first step of the initiation. Because I've been dang if you finna send me through a hell week and the Most High put the spirit on me that I'm not never letting nobody haze me. I went to the military, y'all. You touch me if you want to. We finna move some furniture around this mother. I'm ready. Don't come over here with this stuff, man.
Still
We gonna move some
ships.
stuff, but I'm not about hazing nobody, and I'm not getting hazed.
Yeah.
Do unto others you want to be done unto you. And I don't want to haze nobody, and I ain't getting hazed. So you come over here, we finna move some furniture. And it was a standoff. They thought about it. All right, because you come for me, it's gonna be on. I'm fighting to the death. I don't play this stuff, man, and I wasn't going to no college. No, ain't no man finna put me in submission up under him in that manner. That's homosexual stuff to me. A man can just tell you what to do. Then carry my bags.
Beat you with a paddle.
Beat you with a paddle. Shake your head off.
Why you butting in?
And God knows what else they be doing.
Yeah.
And don't get with them Edomites. You know they some freaks. They the freaky deakies. And they started about it.
Yeah.
And what our people want to do? They want to go be right up under us. But don't nobody want to do God.
Right.
Don't nobody want to do Yahweh. They want to do everything under the sun but what Yahweh say do. With
That's right.
enthusiasm too, you'll let another man beat you with a paddle, but you don't want to keep the laws of God. Man, these people sick. That's why I'd rather commit myself unto God because He gonna have mercy. These people ain't gonna have mercy, they trying to turn you out. That's all they trying to do.
Drown you, beat you.
They trying to turn you out. Just like in jail, they trying to turn you out.
Yeah.
On the team, they haze you on the team. Why? They trying to turn you out. What can we get them to do? They trying to turn you out. In the military, they trying to turn you out. Because once you go through this ritual, then you just like them, right? And then what you gonna do? You gotta turn somebody else out. Man, you got me messed up. The Most High put the spirit on me. Nah, I ain't going out like that, never. And nothing. You can keep that mess. That's some Edomite stuff, you know? That nowhere in here do it tell us to haze each other. Nowhere in here do it tell us to put no hands on each other, to bring you into the fold, to paddle you, to make you do stuff. To be a part of the fold, you gotta keep God's law, statutes, and commandments.
Exhort one another.
And yeah, they want to put you in a coffin and y'all have fun together. Man on man. That's Bushmill. That's Bushmill, man. These are some sick people, man. Sick.
What I got you with, huh?
Thanks.
I gotta finish out verse 37.
Go ahead.
That word I say, you know, which was published throughout all Judea, and began from Galilee, after the baptism which John preached,
Read on.
how God anointed Yahweh of Nazareth with a Holy Ghost and with power, who went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of the devil, for God was with him.
Who was oppressed of the devil? Who oppressed of the devil? The poor and the needy.
If I had some more hands, I'd lift them too, man. I'm serious.
He was anointed to do this.
Yo.
That's what we supposed to do.
Yes.
Go do good. Heal all that are oppressed of the devil. How can we heal them? We give them this truth.
That's it.
Because
That's
the
it.
truth shall make you free.
That's it.
Make you free from what? Mental bondage. That's where we locked up at. We not locked up like this unless you go catch that jail sentence.
Yeah.
You did that to yourself. But up here, they lock you up here. So we got to unlock it by what? Through the truth. Through the law, statutes, and commandments.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll start showing you what's pleasing to him. But without that, if the gospel is hid from anybody, because they've been blinded by the God of this world. God left them to believe a lie, because you don't want to believe the truth. If you want to argue against the truth, then you want to resist the Holy Ghost. Just like our fathers did.
That's right.
So then, you going to keep resisting the Holy Ghost? Well, the Lord said, I'm going to leave him to believe that lie then. And once he believe that lie, the gospel hid from him. And you can't do nothing with him. So we got to stay on the Most High. Give me Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 14. Because when we stay focused on the Most High and doing things that's pleasing to him, see, in this world, what does Satan say he give Yahweh?
They give them all this.
All the kingdoms.
Yeah, all the kingdoms. I'll give you this here. Buildings you see here. I'll give you all this stuff.
So material things. Right?
Yeah.
So when we look on TV, we see who getting the material things. Because the Lord told us to be pleased with whatever we got. Because we all know we good. We may not be rich, but being rich here in Babylon just probably be your downfall. And the Lord know that. Why would he know who can handle the money and who can't. So if you surviving and you eating good and you living good, your lights on, you roof over your head, your family healthy, then you blessed. The extra stuff, the Most High know who need it and who don't. So, but what we do need more than anything is that spiritual wealth. Spirit. A lot of people are, I'm spiritual. No, you're not. I can look at you and know you ain't spiritual. Because you don't even know what spiritual is. None of us knew what spiritual was until we learned in this Bible what spiritual was. And that's being, when you keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of God, and you putting on Christ, that's being spiritual. When you don't go do the things that you would do, when you be like, man, you lucky I ain't the old me. If you can say that, then you spiritual. You think I'm bad now, you should have seen me before I had you.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 14.
Hey.
Let not the wages of any man which hath wrought for thee tarry with thee, but give him it of hand. For if thou serve God, he will also repay thee. Be certain.
It's scratch that. Drop down to 21.
All right, drop down to 21. And fear not, my son, that we are made poor.
What did the Lord say?
Fear not, my son, that we are made poor.
Because why? Who was the Lord sent for? The poor and the needy, right? It say who was first gonna be last, and who last gonna be first. So would you want to be rich right now? If he telling you the last gonna be first, and the first gonna be last. Well, it looks like I'm last. I'm holding on to be first then. So fear not that we are poor, made poor. Read on.
For thou hast much wealth, if thou fear God and
If you
depart.
got much wealth, if you do what?
Fear God.
If you do what?
Fear God. And depart from all sin.
And depart from all sin, the breaking of the law.
And do that which is pleasing in his sight.
And do that which is pleasing in his sight. And we don't start running down those things as pleasing, but we got to show you what's the benefit of pleasing the Most High. We gonna be wealthy in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? James 2 and 5. And get Revelation 2 and 9.
This is the book of James, chapter 2, and verse 5, out of the GNT. Listen, my dear brother and sister, God chose the poor people of this world.
He did what?
Chose the poor people of this world, to be rich in faith, and to possess the kingdom which he promised to those who love him.
So if you rich in faith, right? How could you really be rich in faith if, I put it like this. Have y'all known somebody that was spoiled? Some of us might even be spoiled. And then you're a person that wasn't spoiled as a child. And you talking to this person that was spoiled, and you're like, what are you talking about? What are you complaining about? I wish I could have had something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You spoiled, so you don't understand about the hardships and eating butter and sugar sandwiches. eating bologna sandwiches all summer. Got to go to the rec to get the free lunches. Living in the projects and roaches. No lights on. If you spoiled, you don't understand the struggle. But somebody who understands the struggle, when they get something, they more grateful for it. Yeah. When they work for it, they're more grateful for it. The spoiled people just didn't get it something. That's what America is spoiled. A lot of people in America are spoiled. And they done made poor people spoiled. And what I mean by that, if you gonna keep giving these subsidies to the sisters for the man not to be in there, then she gets spoiled, then it's my house. No, it's Uncle Sam's house. That's whose house it is, your Uncle Sam. But she think it's her house, because she getting the food stamps and Tanner probably get some child support. So she paying for everything from assistance, and she think it's hers, and she's spoiled. So her whole attitude is, well, I don't have to put up with this from no N-word. I don't have to, I'm independent. Well, you're not independent. If you get engaged stuff, you go work for it, then you independent. Sisters that's out here working for real is independent. Sisters that staying at home collecting checks is not independent. You are a dependent, taking care of dependents. But the sisters that's out here grinding, they don't even want to be independent. They'll tell you in a minute, I don't want to, I didn't sign up for that. And contrary to popular belief, we always been a two people working household. I don't know where our people get up thinking that sisters were just at the house, just chilling like a housewife. They was at work too. They was over cleaning somebody's house, taking care of white folks' kids and doing stuff while we doing the manual labor. So we always been a two-person working household. So where does independent stuff come at? Because we always needed both our monies to take care of our families. But see, Satan got in that heat. Now I can see a sister, I'm making $150,000, I can take care of myself saying something like that. But a sister that's living on housing should not be saying that. You know what I'm saying? They in the heat. But us as men of the Lord, we know to be rich in the faith. Because when you rich in the faith, anything you ask for, you shall receive, right?
Right.
And if you're rich in the faith, that means you fear the Most High. Read.
Let me bring out this quick precept. All right, this is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and starting with verse 8, because this here hit us right upside the head, and this proves that we the Israelites. Listen to this real closely. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content.
We should be what?
Content with those things. Watch this. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, okay? And into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Meaning you're gonna be just like that old, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some covet after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. That's the reason why they'll jump out the windows when the stock market goes down. You know what I'm saying? They'll jump off the 50th floor like it ain't nothing. Oh my God, all my money's gone. Bam.
They ain't got nothing, they out of heaven. They ain't got nothing else to look forward to.
But when you content with what you got, when that Wall Street, you ain't had nothing no way. So what you recession? What is
Recession?
Oh, it's time to take a break.
Oh, yeah. I see these white folks going crazy. I ain't know what's going on.
This is normal life.
So we good, y'all. We good if we keep this faith, man, cause we got the kingdom, bro.
Do not fall for the American nightmare.
We
They
say
call
that
it
again,
the
dude.
American dream, right? What you do when you dream? Ain't you sleep?
Yeah.
And we holler, wake up. Why? The American dream is a nightmare
Nightmare
for
to
us.
us. That's right.
Because if you go after the American dream, then what I just brought out stands, and then James 1 and verse 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God.
Mm-hmm.
But God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempt he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed.
His own what?
His own lust.
His own lust.
That's why all the lust is here in America. All the different birds is here in America.
It's so bad. It's called lascivious. Yes, lascivious. That's one of the worst lusts on the planet, bro.
Lasciviousness. Verse 15. Then when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin.
Bring forth
Why
what?
you think they got all this stuff out here? So you can fall into your lust. I chase the American dream of wanting to get the bag, wanting to be rich. Why? So then you'll be tempted because you got the money to go out. Man, if I had the money, why you want to get the Lamborghini? Because you want to get the girl. Why you want to get the girl? Because you want to have sex with her. Why you want to have sex with her? So you can complete your lust.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Dudes get the cars and the money for the what? For the women.
And it's so bad that you can't go on Instagram and just look at the reels because they're gonna put some of the baddest women on planet on Instagram. Every time you click, that's that lust that America presents to us over and over and over again.
And then look, you know it's a mind thing. China it's a company in China that owns TikTok.
Yeah.
But China won't let none of that garbage go to their TikTok.
Right.
But they'll let all the garbage be on American TikTok. Come on, man. Why is that? They know this is our people. We may have our problems, but if we put this stuff on, it's gonna corrode the minds of our people. They know this.
Yeah.
And America is Babylon, part of Babylon, so they don't care. They want everybody to go. But China protecting themselves because America put them temptations on Hong Kong and Taiwan, and then what they want to do, they want to go against their own country.
What you say over there is TikTok, over here is TikTok. Come on, man.
It's sick talk.
It's sick talk.
So
It's
verse
crazy,
15,
man.
then when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin.
Mm-hmm.
And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. That's what Satan wants from us. Do we see the game plan now? You gotta
That's
understand
good.
the enemy.
That's good.
If the enemy only wants death for you, and the Most High said choose life, what is the life? The laws. Why would you choose anything else? Because you don't know who the adversary is and what he's trying to do.
That's right.
You can read about J. Edgar Hoover, how you want to see what they did to our people. You can read about the CIA, but you still don't get it. It still don't click to our people because they don't want to go after life. They want to go after death. Everything that's in this country, we know because we've been in this world for however long we've been in here, and we wouldn't be sitting in this class right now if all the things that was out there was beneficial to us. Because we've been out there. And we know, oh, this is going to get me killed. We know for a fact, brother, the stuff we was doing is, you're going to eventually, either go to jail or you're going to get killed. And some of us have been the one. And we know people who went to the other.
And that's what me and Captain was talking about one day, is how when you look at the plan, okay, they get you to go and they give you the drugs going to the trap, right? And you go sell in the trap. Then what it ends up in the trap.
Oh, I
Which
thought it
is
was a home.
no, it's the trap. Then you turn around and next thing you know, they come bust you in the trap. Then where you end up at? Hid behind prison walls. You know what I'm saying? This thing, man, the Most High got this thing tracked out for us if we would just obey.
That's all
Listen
he
and
said.
obey.
Obey. Obey my words.
Obedience is better than sacrifice.
He keeps saying,
Yeah.
But what do any father or parent want from their children?
That's right, the best.
What you want from your children? You try to tell them what's right? If you just listen to me, I promise you. Like, why would the Ancient of Days, man? He the Ancient of Days. He knows the beginning and the ending. And he's telling you what's going to be prosperous for you. So the devil, he trying to play like Dennis Rodman, right on your booty, all in your face, talking on the city, trying to get you out the game. He playing Dennis Rodman, trying to block you out, play defense so you won't get it. That if we just obey the Father, everything will be all right.
I'm gonna quote this real fast. Joshua 1:8. This book of the law should not depart out of thy mouth.
No, we should put it down and close it and give it to somebody else.
It should not depart out of thy mouth.
So all of us be saying these words.
Should not depart out of thy mouth. But thou should meditate upon it day and night.
No, we should
Thou may meditate upon it day and night.
Somebody thought that we supposed to sit in the corner on the rug and close their eyes.
Yeah.
No. You talk about these scriptures, you think about them.
That's right.
Out to the point where if I dream about the scriptures.
That's right. That's right. It should be part of your life. Day and night, that thou may observe to do all that is written therein.
To do all this what?
Written therein.
Oh, so we supposed to read what's in here.
Written therein.
And observe and do these things.
Do them.
No, but the pastor told me.
Written therein.
My pastor said.
Written therein. That thou may observe to do all that is written therein, that thou may be prosperous and have good success. That's prosperity message right there.
What else do you need? He done told you why we went into slavery.
That's it.
But nobody else can tell you. That was it for me. Nobody on this planet can tell us why we went into slavery. And I opened up the book. Deuteronomy 28:15. See 68. Man, I'm telling you, the feelings that I was having when I was first learning this truth, I still have it because I'm still learning. But you start seeing these scriptures that's answering these questions,
Telling you, bro.
and it's undeniable. It's the Most High talking to us. He leading us now because we done opened up and we done accepted and we submitted, then he starts showing you. When it's through somebody and when it's through you reading and then you start seeing. That's why it's undeniable for us. Because ain't nobody been trying to answer none of these questions before. Don't come talk to the hand. Don't come up here trying to talk to us now. When nobody went on the street corners telling us nothing, y'all ain't want to say nothing to us. Now brothers out here speaking this truth. Ain't the way to teach the word. Get out my face. Y'all ain't been wanting to say nothing to. Y'all been wanting to tell us Jesus white and color don't matter. You've been wanting us to do Christmas and Halloween and Easter and all this garbage. But now, when I will say that it's a problem. But when you read problem, when the Jews or the Israelites are somewhere else, then listen what I'm telling you. Yes, we somewhere else. Those Jews, they don't do themselves doing. They don't want to do our holidays. They want to do something else.
Yeah.
They got a problem with that thing. Oh, y'all don't want to eat pork? They want to try to make us eat pork. Y'all want to try to make us do everything what God told us to do. Now he giving us the power back. Now everybody got something to say. Nope. Not trying to hear it. We listening to the word. Because when we listen to y'all, we in utter confusion. We listen to Christianity, we in utter confusion. Households out of order. Christianity ain't teaching for the households to be in order. Because if it was teaching that, then why would they say it's okay for homosexuals to be married and to adopt children and stuff like that? So you don't have the order that the Most High set up in mind in this place. That's why they got a problem. Because they know that the laws of God still stand. But they work for the other side.
Now you said something of the, you said that once you got to Deuteronomy 15, 28, 15 through 68, right? That did something to you, right? Listen, this is what, when I came into the truth, this is what I put on my Facebook. I changed everything on my Facebook. I put on there, born into a lie, grew into the truth. And my ID card is Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. My birth certificate is the King James Bible. See, that's what I put in there because that's what I felt. I felt the thing. I said, well, this is our book. As a pastor, I never knew this. teaching this thing out there like that, and I never knew it. But now, coming to the truth, and all this here, now it's evident now. It's evident. I think that was Pastor Pierce like to say. It's evident. And the evidence is that we come into the knowledge of this truth. That's the evidence. Go ahead.
Because if it wasn't, we wouldn't be doing this.
That's right.
This is the only movement they can't stop.
All right.
I don't even know what to do. We the devil with them. They just give up. They just like, we can't use guns. They got Bibles. They know the law. We try to move them around. The first time they might get us because we might not be prepared.
Yeah.
But the second time, we always be prepared.
That's right.
And they can't do nothing with us. They can't do nothing with this word.
And all we gotta do is use their wicked laws against them.
Right.
Their amendments.
The reason why this Bible ain't been getting put out the proper way, because you had men that didn't fear the Most High.
Right. Right.
So therefore, they wasn't privy to the knowledge of the Most High.
Right.
They want to go, why would I go to a cemetery school to learn about the Bible from the person who told me when they brought me over here it was against the law for me to read and write? They was trying to program it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that scene in the birth of a nation is so significant. When he was looking at the books, and he grabbed the Bible, that white woman said, hold up! This ain't for you! No, little Negro, this ain't for you.
You sure this ain't for me?
He's like, I think it's for me. She's like, no. Then, all right, we're going to let these selected Negroes read. But you can only read this.
That's it.
But he said, oh, that look familiar like a mug. Like we did.
Yours got to stay now. Yours got to stay here in slavery.
I said, oh no, we in slavery. They was in slavery.
Yeah.
We in oppression. They was in, this looking eerily familiar. And he busted it open. The Most High said, here you go. And what happened? He started the birth of a nation.
That's it.
And you can't change that. That's history.
It's history.
Harriet Tubman knew she was an Israelite. Her family knew they was Israelites. It was always a remnant here. All they can do is try to suppress it, but you cannot put away God's children. He said it won't happen. It can't happen. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Romans chapter. Give me Romans 11. We did talk. We did yesterday. We did? Yeah.
You want that Colossians though? Colossians?
Yeah, hold it. Give me that Romans 11 right quick. Well, I'll read it. Old Colossians. This is Romans 11, chapter 11 and verse 1. I say then, has God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin. This was Brother Paul. God ain't never probably cast away his people. If he wanted to cast away, he could have cast away when we was in Mount Zion.
Yeah, when Moses said, hold on, Lord. He said, oh, these don't know kids of yours. He could have took us out then, but he didn't. He carried us all the way.
Because he know what he made.
That's right.
He know that if you got for instance, we ain't saying we doing this, but if you fighting dogs, right? You know you got this hit. But the only way you hit him, you gotta have an edge, right? You gotta have a little wildness in him. But he hit him, champion, top of the line. But it gotta be something around you. Bones Jones, for example, in the MMA, UFC, he pretty much made the greatest MMA UFC fighter.
You want to look like Mr. T? Oh.
But he done lost it. He got the belt stripped about 3-4 times, but he done won it back every time in different weight classes. Ain't nobody deal with him. But he a little up top. He wild. That's Israel. When we right, they can't mess with us. We Bones Jones. But when we off the clock, well, we got some loose screws going on around here. That's Israel. And the Most High knows it, but the only way we can, because look at the people we dealing with. Esau is nuts. Moab is nuts. Look what they doing to themselves. Like, I know we got shows people because the stuff that we doing, we're mainly hurting ourselves. So we've been let out, we're killing each other. Yeah, the cops may kill a brother, but how many brothers I watched 48 hours and we going to jail by the coals and fires?
Man.
1 or 2 people got killed, 3, 4 people involved. So that's 6 brothers right there gone. We doing the damage to ourselves. But what are they doing to each other? They dropping bombs on each other. They literally dropping bombs on each other. So when you look at the bigger picture, that's what make our people so petty. You fighting over nothing. They fighting over land. And who gonna run something? We gotta get
We fighting over land that don't belong to us.
The 16 block of Webb Chapel. You don't own that, brother.
What's your main spot over there in Dixie Circuit?
Trade 57.
Trade 57.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just deep to circle. Then you got Park Road, you got Bontown, you got all
Bontown, yeah.
And what's the greatest gang member? Gentrification. Gentrification would clear all you Negroes.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Gentrification beat everybody.
That's good. That's good, D.
That's the biggest gang. Eminent domain.
Yeah.
Take everybody out.
Yeah.
You better ask the people out in Arlington with Texas Stadium.
Yeah.
I've been living here for 50 years. Let's see. Let's see. How long you gonna see me living here with Jerry Jones coming to play? Them the biggest gangsters. You can't out gangster the gangster.
You sure gang?
And ultimately the most high is the biggest gangster. He gonna deal with everything.
Right.
Read that from the Colossians 1:9.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 1 and verse 9. For this cause we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you, and to desire that ye might be filled with the knowledge of his will, in all wisdom and spiritual understanding, that ye might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work.
And being fruitful in what?
Every good work.
See, I don't understand how brothers are supposed to be doing this work. With the fruitfulness is supposed to be the fruits of the Spirit. Does that mean the more that you're in this truth, you're supposed to exhibit the traits of Christ? We know Christ is an awesome man, but when dealing with each other, how should we deal with each other? Like Christ dealt with the people. But if we see brothers going off on brothers, doing this, acting a fool and not showing Christ, then what are you doing? You're supposed to be growing. And so that you're supposed to say, for this cause, we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you and to desire that ye might be filled with the knowledge of his will, what's that? Keeping the laws, in all wisdom and spiritual understanding. So when growing in the spirit, it's certain things that you're supposed to, if a wise person not gonna do no more. A wise person ain't gonna argue with a fool. A wise person not gonna go back to his vomit. A wise person after dealing with something so many times and then getting to understand that this is not gonna work. Ain't gonna keep bumping their head up against something that's not gonna work.
That's right.
You're gonna think wisely. You're gonna move on from that. You're gonna come up with a better situation, a better idea. But you're not gonna keep doing the same thing, especially in the spirit, that he might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing. It basically breaks down to this. If we gonna be together and we up under the Lord, he ain't finna go for no infighting, man.
That's right.
He not finna go for the drama, for the arguing, and all that different stuff, the hatefulness. He not having, so you gotta get that out your heart. That's what it really boiled down to. Obeying the Most High and getting that hate out your heart for your people. Seriously. So that we can walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every work. What? Being fruitful in the spirit. And increasing in the knowledge of God. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So if I'm taking the time to go argue with another group, fight with another group, have a grudge with another group, I'm not advancing spiritually. I'm talking, making videos, talking about brothers. That's clearly show I ain't advanced spiritually. You know what I'm saying? The moment that somebody do something different, like I give it up to Zabak. Brothers attack him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He don't rebel back. Half the time he don't even say nothing. If he do say something, it's in a respectable manner. That's right. And I gotta respect him for that. Because that's what it boils down to. When somebody attacking you, what you gonna do back? Especially if they ain't physically attacking. They spiritually attack. What you gonna do back? If you show the fruits of the Spirit, you ain't gonna do nothing. Because you letting the Spirit run. But if you go after, I gotta make this video back. The Lord put it on my spirit to make. No, he didn't. He did not do that. The Lord did not give no man a license to sin.
That's right.
So he did not tell us to go against one another. He did not tell us to have a grudge against one another. He actually told us that if you offended, that you need to get with that brother that you feel offended you, and y'all need to talk one-on-one.
Right.
Then you present the fruits of the Spirit. But if you can't do that, then you're not doing what the Lord told you to do. Read that out.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 9.
It's about 35.
Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ.
We must do what?
All, let me go back to that. All appear before the judgment seat of
I
Christ.
think people forgetting that. Why they taking the time out to judge other people? You forgot that you're going to be judged also. So what judgment you put on somebody else is the judgment you're going to be met with. Right? So like you want to go swing a sword and swinging a hammer at other brothers and sisters. You might want to remember yourself. Because Christ ain't even come here to judge. He didn't come here. We need to imitate and follow the example that he set while he walked here. Brothers want to be in the chariot already, coming down on the Lord's day. We need to be when he walked. He was born here, he grew up here, he walked here. That's how we need to walk, how he was walking. Don't worry about the sword.
What's up, Mazia?
We roll.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, we roll.
Don't touch it. Because those who got respect and gonna fear, it's gonna be like when you go around people you respect. And you ain't gonna be acting a fool. You know, our people need some order in their life. And he gonna bring it too. Read that out. You got some more on that?
Yeah, I'm finishing that. We must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he had done, whether it be good or bad.
Because we're gonna have to pay for whatever we good. We're gonna get a reward if we did good or we did bad.
That's
we're gonna
right.
get a reward for that.
That's right.
So we gotta keep that in mind, and it all hinges on how we treat each other. See,
Right.
everybody keep there's some good white folks over there. I ain't worried about them.
Good way.
I'm worried about these people right here. I'm worried about the ones that's in the hood, the poor and the needy. Of course they good white folks. They ain't worried about they light bill. Let them be worried about a light bill and see how good a white folks
Why
are.
you struggling over here?
Was it good white folk when they came over here and took the land from the natives? No. Come on, man. They was desperate. They ain't want to be up on the rule, up on the Britain. So they want to come over here. And they was desperate. You got to be desperate to track from the east to the west and not even know what's out there. You got to be desperate to go from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. Not even knowing what's out there. You got to be desperate. But for us, we supposed to be content with what we got and don't be desperate. Because if you be desperate here in America, you're going to accept some things that they trying to get you. And some things they trying to get you ain't going to be good for you. I bet you that. We all know that. They never did nothing that was good for us. Even after I heard this conversation, this call of this dude don't want to donate to the Planned Parenthood, they so racist that he can designate his money to a certain group in a certain city for their destruction. He literally talking about it. So I can send money for this group, these African Americans in this section, and then it goes straight for them, for them to get abortions. Yes, however you want it. However you want to divvy it up. So they can kill us. They gonna pay for the abortions. So they can kill us. You can call in, get a tax break, donate money for the destruction of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And it's okay here in America. But we think they got our best interests. Stop it. We in Babylon. Deep in it. Deep in it.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 35, verse 1.
Verse 3.
Starting at verse 3. To depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to the Lord.
To depart from wickedness. Wickedness is all around us. When we depart from wickedness, that's pleasing to the Most High God. So we all did that. That's what we got to keep in mind. That's the way to please the Most High God, right? Give me Romans 14 and 1, and I'm going to read Proverbs 21 and 3. We're going to shoot through these last couple. And it reads, to do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. He'd rather us treat each other good and give righteous judgment on each other than to go sacrifice some bulls and goats. Because it's about your heart and your spirit. If you would do that, then you know you got a pure heart. You know what I'm saying? So if you do justice and do judgment, it's more acceptable. That's why a lot of us, when we were growing up, we had a problem when somebody treated other people wrong. My children had a problem with that. I had a problem with that. My wife had a problem with that. I don't like somebody who's treating somebody wrong. You know what I'm saying? Somebody they can't help themselves.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 14, and verse 1. Him that is weak in the faith receive ye, but not to doubtful disputation. For one believeth that he may eat all things.
I drop down, that's supposed to be 17, so Lakia, 4 and 17. 4 and
Romans
17.
4.
14 and 17. 14 and 17.
Okay, my bad. Shalom. This is the book of Romans, chapter 14, verse 17. For the kingdom of God is not meat and drink, but righteousness.
But what?
Righteousness.
What's righteousness? Keeping of the commandments. What's that? Obedience. So if you're going to be in the kingdom of the Most High God, you got to be obedient. How you be obedient? You got to be disciplined. That's right. Whether you do it on your own or the Most High do it. You're going to be disciplined, and you're not going to be disrespectful to the kingdom of the Most High God. Right?
For the kingdom of God is not meat and drink, but righteousness and peace.
And what?
And peace.
Man, we got to go through all of this just to get to learn how to have peace. Because that's all it boils down to for us. Peace amongst us as a people. Peace between the northern and southern kingdom. Peace between all the tribes in Israel. That's all it's about. If you love one another, what you gonna have? Peace. So it's about peace. And what else, huh?
And joy in the Holy Ghost.
And joy in the Holy Ghost, that we are God's chosen people, and that He chose us, and that we get to serve Him. Read on.
For he that in these things serveth Yahushua.
Do what?
That serveth Yahushua.
Put on Christ.
Is acceptable to God and approved of men.
And this is how another way we be acceptable to the Most High God. We got to be in righteousness. We got to be in peace. We got to have joy in serving the Most High God, because that's one reason why we got put in slavery. Because we serve Him not, the Lord thy God, with joyfulness and cheerfulness. So what are you trying to get us to do? Remember what I gave you. And then when you do, and you truly want His children, you will be joyful, because you see all the darkness around us. You see the situation that our people is in, and how they not going to get out without the Most High. Give me 1 John chapter 3 and verse 22. That's the last one. When you do these things, when you put on Christ, you are to be acceptable of God and approved of men. Why you gonna be approved of men? Because you ain't out here beefing with everybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody say nothing much, but that brother, he used to be ready to fight, but that brother, he got on Christ, but he ain't trying to do all that right there.
Let me slip this in real fast.
Right.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 33. Chapter 6, verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh.
No, seek it after you get the bag, then try to seek it.
The kingdom of Yahweh.
No, I got
first
this house, brother.
Seek ye first.
But I need this wife.
Seek ye first.
I'm trying to get a good job.
Seek ye first.
Okay.
The kingdom of Yahweh in His righteousness. And all these things shall be added unto you.
So if you seeking the kingdom first, and it's righteousness.
Mm.
Because you gotta have the righteousness to go down the path.
That's
right?
it.
To
That's
get
it.
to his kingdom.
That's it.
If you do this,
All these things.
will be added unto you. Because he is the architect of the matrix, right?
That's it.
So he can manipulate, we've all seen it. He can manipulate what he wants to manipulate. We all experienced it.
What he say? Yeah, I demonstrated my power through Pharaoh. And he ain't my people.
I'm trying to understand. You know the devil is crap, Satan is crap.
Mm-hmm.
Because our people so tricked. Well, I got blessed with this house, right?
Oh.
Well, I like the way the elder put it though. You know, I've been blessed. Look at my truck. You got a truck payment on it? Yeah. Then how are you blessed? How are you blessed? You just work through the system, and got your job and some money, and you can pay for a truck. Your credit good enough. If your credit good enough, you gotta be blessed by God for your credit to be good enough. All you gotta do is pay your debts. You know what I'm saying? So how are you blessed?
Well, if he come up there and tell me, hey, this truck is yours.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna no payment. Oh, hallelujah, I'm blessed to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Here's a home. You ain't got to pay no payment. You ain't got to pay tax on. That's being blessed.
Our people so crazy. Whew, the Lord bless me with this job. He blessed you with some more slavery? Okay. Our people don't get it. Working for somebody, that is not a blessing. That is slavery.
That's right.
Why you think so many people want to work for themselves? I'd rather be in slavery to myself. Matter of fact, I seen a clip. It was like at the turn of the century of the 1800s, and these ranches was in the town, and it was right around the cars that came out. They drive down the street, and they see this salesman, and he's selling a washing machine. They ain't never seen a washing machine before. It's Edomites. They from the country, but it's like at the turn of the century. So he was telling them, everybody in New York got electricity. They got refrigerators. You get the washing machine, you can take time and you have more time to do stuff. And he's like, do what? What I need more time to do? He living on the ranch. So you know all day you working. You working for how you eat. You working for your house. You working for yourself. And then he said, so I would have to pay you for the electricity and pay you for the washing machine, which means I would have to work to pay this stuff off. So what time am I gonna have? And that's basically what it boiled down to. For you to have these so-called creature comforts, you got to go to work to pay for them. So all this stuff that's supposed to be make your life convenient, you got to go to work, which is taking time out of your life to pay for these conveniences. So how do they add up? So he said, so you selling the electricity and the stuff that needs electricity too? He's like, yeah. So they give you, they done convince us that, oh, you have more time for entertainment. You can go to a show. You can go have a picnic. But you're not going to have time to do none of that.
Right.
If you want these creature comforts. You can have, the dude said, I got everything I need.
I can washboard. I can wash my clothes
I got
with
my
it.
cattle.
And play with some music.
Yeah, I got my farm, I got my horses, I got my chickens, and talk to somebody that got this stuff. And see, won't they be content? My brother down in Mississippi, Palm. I'm finna go fishing. I gotta go feed the chickens. You got food, you got eggs, you got chicken, you got goats. What do I need from you? My refrigerator to be walking around. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they got us. And all that time you would be in nature, you would know how to heal yourself from the stuff in nature. You would know all the trees and all the leaves and all the plants and how to take care of the animals and birth the animals and do all this stuff. Has been taken away so you can have creature comforts. No, I'd rather have it the other way. Now you don't know nobody, know nothing. Now you depending on the grocery store. If the grocery store ain't got no meat, it's gonna be a riot.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna get killed because these people don't know how to do nothing. They don't know how to fish, hunt, start a fire, camp, do nothing. All praise to the Most High God. All of us that didn't know how to do that, learning how to do that now. Because he commanded us to keep the tabernacle. So when you go out in the woods, you're going to learn something that year. And when you go out the next year, you're going to learn something else that you didn't know. People started from scratch. And once every year they do it, they learn more and more. And that's survival skills. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about, and that's what we're doing here right now. We learning survival skills here in Babylon. We learning how to please and be acceptable to the Most High God.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? So read this last one out.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 22. And whatsoever we ask, we receive from him.
Oh, right there. See, that's the problem. That's what Satan got a problem with. If I let them have a direct, if I don't get in the way of having a direct line to the Most High, and they do what he tell them to do, then whatever they ask for, they gonna get. And they know that Satan get thee behind me, it's gonna happen. Know what I'm saying? He know this, so I got to cut that off. Because they know that as long as we send
Right there.
we
That's
never
my man
protect,
right there.
They know what the right saying.
Yeah.
They stole our books, and they know this right here. This is Judah, chapter 5, verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God. So if everybody God, why they saying their God? Because I'm trying to figure out what everybody worships. That's why I said Satan crafty, because they worship statues and stuff, and they think those statues doing something for them. I ain't never bow down to a statue, and I asked the Lord to say, I get out of it because of the Most High, because I asked. You know what I'm saying? So we cut them off. They sin against their God. Let us consider that this shall be their rule, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, that my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world. When he say it, we know that they know that if we sin against God, then it be our rules. Now we know this. So we know that what sin is. So we know what sin is, then we know what lust is. And we know the temptations that set in front of us is for our destruction. So now we know. We got the knowledge. And now they can't do it to us right. Because now we're going to serve the Most High so he can defend us. So let's finish that out. He said, whatsoever we ask, we receive of him.
Because we keep his commandments.
Because we ain't sinning against the Most High.
And do those things that are pleasing in his sight.
We please in the Father. Read on.
And this is his commandment, that we should believe on the name of his Son, Yahushua Christ.
And do what?
Commandments. And he that keepeth his commandments dwelleth in him. And he in him. And hereby we know that he abideth in us by the Spirit which he hath given us.
Because you're going to be in the Holy Spirit. Faith in Hamashiach Yahushua and loving one another. And with those two things, we love the Most High. That's it. So therefore he would defend us, and we have witnessed him defending us. So these are the things that's pleasing and acceptable to our God. So with that, we say shalom.
Shalom. On the last one, Judah, what's the problem?
1 John.
No, not Judah.
Judah 5 and 20. That's crucial right there, man. The dude said, man, who is them people